what was it in the culture that said we need to have Key and Peele on their own?
I think that we both strongly feel that if Barack Obama was not the president of the United States, we would not have a television show. I really believe that to be true. He helped us out. So,
thanks, Obama.
But I think, thanks, Obama. All right. He became such a potent part of the zeitgeist. And it was interesting to watch the leader of the free world be a person who had a similar background to me and my friend, and the rest of the world was just learning it at the time. This was just our experience. Mm-hmm. But I think that had a lot to do with why Comedy Central had an interest in pursuing the show. Now, we were brought together. Our manager said to us, "Why don't you guys get together and do a show together?" And I like I said, I could see him. I'm like, this man is poised to be the best sketch writer in North America. I just can see it. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to jump on those coattails, by all means. And he seemed to like me some. So we got him.
And in you talk about Obama, and of course one of the iconic characters you created was Luther, the anger translator. And last year, 2015, April, on an event sometimes called Nerd Prom, i.e. the White House Correspondents Dinner, you actually did it not with Jordan Peele, but some other guy, possibly President Obama.
Possibly, yeah, it might have been him.
What was that experience like?
It was glorious. It was one of the greatest moments, certainly one of the greatest moments in my entire life. Mm-hmm. From an artistic standpoint, what's so interesting is that I was trying to get Jordan into the sketch. So I'm saying, Jordan, we should, maybe we should have a dueling Obama's thing, and he said, Keegan, no. He's like, no. You've got the guy. I can't do it better than him. So how about you just you?
It's a high bar.
Yeah, and so it was an interesting experience, mostly in that the rehearsal. There's something very. He's so cool. He's cooler than you think he is. He smells great. He's warmer, he's sharper, and he has an avuncular quality about him that I wasn't expecting him to have. I always thought he'd be super, super cool, and he's much warmer. He's very tactile. And
Tactile, like touches you?
Yeah, but he gets right in there and hugs, and then you're freaking out, and you're like, oh, he's hugging me, he's hugging me. No red dots, please, he's hugging me. He just gets it. And I remember he just came right in the door, and he's like, there he is, Key. There's my boy, my man. And he says to me, no, listen, we got to keep it together. Can't be laughing out there. We got to do it right. And I was like, yes, sir, absolutely, sir, absolutely. So he reads the first line of his lines. I do my first line, and then he cracks up. And he's like, I'm having a hard time keeping a straight face. We had a lovely rehearsal.
Mm-hmm. Was he good at taking notes?
Very good, yeah. Actually, he was very good at taking, knowing where to cut things, mm-hmm. and cutting jokes. Like he wasn't cutting them on the fly, but right there, he gave a couple notes. I'm like, you should be on our writing staff. But he's
he's going to be unemployed soon.
Yes, he's going to be unemployed. I know. Maybe he and I can go on the circuit or something together. And then the actual event itself, because you're in a room with about 2,600 people and the lights are in your eyes and you can't see. It's a cavernous room, and you can't really see. But I was so nervous beforehand. I made sure that I learned his lines and my lines, and then I got out there. And when we started doing it, I started to almost get thrown at how great his timing was, how great he can stone face a moment, and when I watched the video later, he just seemed like a consummate professional in that regard. I was going, what can't you do? You know what I mean? It was really quite amazing, and he's been wonderful to me and Jordan. That was our second time meeting, mm-hmm. and he's a fan of the show, mm-hmm. a fan of the show, and Jordan said, wouldn't it be great one day if he saw this? I think that he would identify with this, and he said, "Oh, I do." It's such a it's such a tightrope that he has to walk. You know, he couldn't win, and that's why we created the character of Luther, because we were feeling a frustration as well. If he gets angry, he's the angry black man. If he doesn't say anything, he's uppity or ineffectual. It's like the guy couldn't win, you know. So that's where his, you know, this kind of raging id standing next to him of Luther was founded.